So, Bakugan Battle Brawlers, or just the Bakugan series in general, is a series I did like when I was younger. I really did enjoy the series, the first anime. It was like that craze that came out where new anime series that comes out with a bunch of toys and everyone around the schoolyard wants to play that game. It's like that. It happened with Pokemon, it happened with Beyblade, it happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! Just shit happens. And remembering just the original Bakugan, I just looking it back on it, the original series, was a lot better and tighter from a narrative standpoint than I realized. Like when I was younger, I just oh man, these cool giant monster toys are fighting each other, using ability cards to get their boost over their opponent. It was cool. The music was good. Some of you can hear, you can't find the American soundtrack anywhere online, which sucks. It's like one YouTube channel has it, but it's not enough. It's not really enough to warrant a listen to, because some of the tracks were just not able to be ripped, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, it was a lot, going back on it was just a lot better. Characters, mostly it's centered around your main battle brawlers. I guess with the exception of Alice, because she wasn't really around all that much. You got Dan, Rucho, Shun, Julie, and Bruno. They're the ones that made up the show for the protagonist standpoint, and they really didn't get left behind. They got all their developments. No one was overly annoying. I can't really think of a character in the original series that got on my nerves, whereas the other series I kind of have beef with it. But I didn't feel anyone who was super annoying, and I didn't really felt that. I did like all the characters, really. Even the battles, okay, the animation for the original series was not very good, honestly. It was not good, at all. A lot of reused animation, a bunch of character stills. Characters really didn't move all that much. The animation for OG Bakugan, was not good. Really not good. But, despite that, there were some moments I did like. There were some battles I did like. There was some really hype moments. You got Alice revealing herself as Masquerade, which threw me off so much as a kid, and still to this day. Because you're thinking about, man, you got this dude Masquerade going around, but you never see Alice. What's going on? And then, of all the people, Alice would just transform into this dude and walk among people and, send Bakugan to do, coerce other Bakugan Brawlers to fight the Battle Brawlers. And then send their Bakugan to the dimension and all this shit she was pulling off. It was crazy. You got Dan versus Masquerade, which it was I think my favorite fight in the entire show. In general, because the battle felt so intense. Everybody's clothes are ripping off. All the Bakugan are really hurting themselves. It felt like a battle to the death. It was so intense. And that shit was hype back in the day, because it's still kind of hype now. And you get Shun confronting his deceased mother. When he's trying to fight with the Guardian Bakugan, Dan trying to start up his partnership with Drago in the beginning series, in the beginning episodes. Julie versus Billy was a nice battle. It felt kind of underrated to me personally. Bruno actually managed to outplay the Doom Dimension cards in episode 5, super early. Alice, by technicality, became the second strongest brawler on the planet because she was Masquerade, and now she has Alpha Hydronoid, which is sick. Dan versus Shun was pretty cool. Hell, everyone versus the Guardian Bakugan, because that's where you get the deeper development moments. And even Naga. I honestly did not like the Naga fight all that much, but it was alright. And even the intro, what are you gonna do? The odds are stacked against you. Backed against the wall. Gotta give it your all. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel that I'll be talking about the whole episode. But yeah, even though the animation wasn't so good and some of the dialogue choices were a bit, felt forced, and it felt like the actors kind of didn't just get comfortable. It got better over time. Not the animation. The animation did not get better over time, but the voices got a little bit better over time. And, and they became more comfortable in the later series to follow. But it wasn't that bad in the end, Thinking about it just wasn't that bad. The story was pretty decent. It was simple as just, kids playing this game that apparently had alien creatures from an alternate dimension. But it was simple. You know, it was super simple. It was fun. The characters were pretty likable because, like, hell, if you get the main characters going around doing nothing, that's kind of sad. You get, like, side villains, I guess, because, like, the only villains you really had was Hao Ji, Masquerade, and Naga, like, true on villains. Or the lackey of the week that Masquerade sent after people, you know, with the Doom cards and shit. I would say they're the, like, other than Masquerade and Hao Ji, actually, other than Masquerade, everybody else was kind of, like, forgettable. I'm not saying they were, like, the worst characters. I do remember some of their names. I remember Klaus, I remember Chan Li, I remember, shit. I remember those twins. Can't remember their names, though. Jewel and someone else. I just, my mind is a blank at this point remembering their names. But I remember Klaus. I can't remember if Klaus was that bald-headed dude, or like the bald-headed dude, or like fancy dude. I think he was the fancy dude, like the one who had the Aqua's Bakugan. But like I have no freaking idea. But yeah, like I don't know. Everybody else, like I'm trying to remember like the other characters. You know, I remember Shuji because that dude got like he also like changes his Bakugan every loadout. Like he has like a new type. Like he has Darkest one moment, then he has Ventus, then he has Sotera. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. He has like a brand new Bakugan every time. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like it feels like the series was a lot better than it was. You know, I mean, like first of all, like was it Klaus? I'm trying to remember his face though. I think Klaus was the one with the Aqua's Bakugan, but I can't remember the dude. I think the dude Julio. That's his name. That's the bald dude, man. Julio or Julio. I can't remember. Julio. But yeah, the only ones I remember is Klaus, Chan Li, and Julio, and Billy. I guess if you count Billy. There was that other kid named Komba, which I mean, I didn't like all that much. I mean, he never really struck me as anyone important to do with the Ventus Bakugan. He never struck me as anyone really meant anything. He just felt kind of annoying there. But other than like they were okay as, you know, battle characters. I do like Chan Li from just a design standpoint. She's actually one of my favorite design characters in Bakugan, even though she is essentially just Mei Mei from Beyblade Metal series, which is, I don't mind about that. I like Mei Mei too. But yeah, the original Bakugan Battle Brawlers wasn't that bad. But I like each series after the original Battle Brawlers, so, you know, we got New Vestroia, Gundalian Invaders, and Mechtanium Surge. They just got worse and worse over time. Now, I know this anime is meant to just push the toys, but damn, dude, it could have been done a lot better. I mean, you know, as much as people rag on the Metal series of Beyblade, it did a lot better. And granted, Shogun Steel wasn't needed, and the Bay Wheels was kind of dumb. Like you figured a show about having the Beyblades roll on their sides would have been something, but Bay Wheels kind of suck. I remember one character, like two characters. I remember Tenma. I remember the rival. I think his name was Jin. I might be wrong. And I remember that Nicole Spears girl. And the only reason I remember her name because she's the only girl in the damn show that actually matters. But yeah, the Metal series of Beyblade. I like the Metal series of Beyblade. I really do. Like, I don't know why, but I think it's just how cheesy the show is. Like, it's so cheesy, and it's so cheesy, bro. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, this show is so off the walls silly that it feels comfortable to watch. It's not a turn off your brain kind of series. It's more of a, hey, watch these guys fight in these little tournaments or the fate of the world with little top step with monsters that come out. And it's simple as that. I mean, hell, in the final series, the final boss is the literal god of destruction, Hades, sealed inside of a bay. You got freaking characters like Kenta coming back, like with development and everything, following Ryuga around. And it was like one of the most hype moments ever, but it works. Beyblade Metal works because even though it's so cheesy, it works and it's entertaining. But the thing I have a problem about the series after Bakugan Battle Brawlers is that it's too serious. I don't know how to describe it. Like, you know, this show, I understand trying to take a serious point. I mean, yeah, you know, when shit gets, you know, goes down, I expect things to go down. But like, it just doesn't work, you know. And I'm not gonna go in like a big retrospective about, oh, why this series sucks, this series sucks, this series sucks. No, I want to like just talk about a little bit about each series before I wrap up this video. So we got New Vestroia season 2. New Vestroia was actually not that bad. I would say it's the second best after the OG series. The animation got better. They introduced new characters that I liked. Spectra Phantom was pretty cool. Mira, I like Mira from just the design standpoint. She's like my favorite design character just in Bakugan, period. Like, she looks cool as hell. Even though he's dumb and an asshole, I guess King Zenoheld wasn't that bad either. He had like a lot of changing motivations, though, I will admit that, but he wasn't that bad from a character. At least he was somewhat threatening. I mean, hell, he took on a Guardian Bakugan and won, so, you know, I can't blame him. I can't really rag on him for that. I think I'm trying to remember even some of the villains. I can't remember their names. The Vexos. I can't remember. I think one of my like was like what's his face? I'm trying to remember. Like, he was like this really buff dude, and damn it, dude. I can't remember his name. Like, it's been so long since I watched New Vestroia, like really long. God damn it. Who was in this? Who was that dude from, like, okay, hold on. I'm trying to remember down the list. I remember Hydron, because I know he was the son of the king, and then, you know, he kind of like, you know, he was an asshole at the beginning, and then he actually freaking died trying to stop Zenoheld from escaping his airship, because, you know, Zenoheld was losing. He's like, oh, I'm gone, but then he freaking killed himself. And, like, it's funny to see him grow up from this stupid-ass bratty, like, prince into, like, a full-on hero, and he kind of, like, the dude, like, Hydron kind of did everything just for his father's approval. And then, you know, he came to a sense of eventually just sacrificed himself, which was pretty sick. I think the other dude was Gus Grave. I barely remember his name. Like, I'm trying to remember his name. But I think his name was Gus. I should have, like, wrote this shit down before I started. So Gus sucked. I didn't like him at all because he was a character that was just like, oh, I'm loyal to this guy, and like, there's nothing. It doesn't really go beyond that. It's just like, oh, I'm just loyal to Spectra. I'm done. Like, that's what one of the problems I have for, like, characters like I think this might be a stretch, but Benkei from Beyblade Metal series, that he's like, oh, my Kiyoya, and like, he wasn't overly blinded, like, loyal to him, because Benkei somewhat have his own personality, but Gus feels like he's just like attached to Spectra and nothing beyond that. You got characters like Volt, who was actually pretty good. Like, the guy wasn't that bad. The sad thing about it is he dies. He was the best of the Vexos. Despite, you know, thinking he was like this really big, buff guy who was going to, like, yell around and shit. But no, he was the best of the Vexos because I felt for him. And then they straight up kill his ass and throw his Bakugan into the middle of a wasteland and just leave it there. That's literally the last time. Like, he's the only one of the Vexos who were actually good from the beginning. Like, the guy had honor. And I kind of feel bad for him. You got characters like Link, who got better. You know, seeing his relationship with Alice was pretty cool. But I think, what did he do? I think he died doing stuff. I think he died. When he died, he had like data. He was trying to get data for Alice. And then he got data to Alice, but he died right afterwards. And he died the same way as freaking Volt. They freaking got sucked in some kind of black hole and never seen again. You got Mylene, she was the girl, I guess. Like, I remember her from a design standpoint. I remember what the female characters look like in this show, but like, I can't remember what the hell they do. Mylene exists. I have no idea why. But yeah, Mylene exists, and then you got Shadow Prove. I remember Shadow Prove, and the only reason I kind of remember him because he was just freaking nuts, and his hair did kind of remind me of Spectra's, which was kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I did seeing like Mylene and Shadow Prove care for each other, but yeah, I think that was about it. I didn't really care for them. But anyway, I did like New Vestroia, honestly. Like, the game was kind of, you know, cool. They really did change the mechanics of like how battles went. It felt kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, because then it had like a life counter, and like, you know, between the Bakugan's difference to that life counter. Like, let's say I have a Bakugan with 300 Gs and my opponent had like 1,000 Gs. I mean, if he attacks over me, then that's 700 Gs to the face, and you only have 500 per meter. So battles can either be quick or long. It was just like Yu-Gi-Oh at that point, but it was still all right. It has some really hype moments. I mean, hell, like you got like armor now and shit. But essentially became just Kaiju Gundam at that point. Like, it wasn't bad though. Like it was the more grounded Kaiju Gundam of the series though. It was also like the first in the series to start like a trend of like having everyone but Dan, Marucho, and Shun pass the series as the main characters. Now, granted, they're the ones with the more character to them. I'm not saying Bruno, Julie, and Alice didn't have any character to them, but compared to Dan, Shun, and Marucho, they didn't really compare all that much. And you did see characters like Marucho. That's right. You did see characters like Bruno and I can't remember if I saw Julie. Bruno, Julie, and Alice. You did see them again, but they didn't really do much. And how like Alice kind of just fell to the wayside because her being the second strongest brawler on Earth kind of meant nothing when you get like new planets of new brawlers and shit. Like, it kind of sucks. So goodbye Alice, goodbye Julie, and goodbye Bruno. And if it continued to follow the next series, where just only the OG main characters kind of got any screen time. Now, I'm not saying like Alice and the other girls are getting screen time, but like in regards of brawling, like they used to back in the OG series, they don't do that no more. And near the end of the show, shit just started to stretch out real bad. Like, real bad. You get this threat, right? They stop the threat, then another threat stops, and then another threat pops up, then another threat pops up, then when they beat that, another threat pops up, and it keeps going to some weird space battle against the Xenoheld, which I wouldn't have a problem with, but like, it felt like they pad out the ending, really, to me, and I didn't like that. And like, I also, they introduced Baron, and I hate that guy so much. Look, if you were a fan of Baron, good more power to you. But this guy is so goddamn annoying. He can hardly win worth shit. I don't mind a character constantly losing if they learn something out of it. But like, he learns, but he doesn't get any better. He feels like kind of like a load. Like, he feels like a character that they decide to make, and they just didn't want to get rid of him. So like, I don't know, dude. Like, Baron sucks so hard, and I just, like, as I said before, I don't mind. First of all, the dude's 12. I don't know how the hell is he 12. I mean, look, like, you ever seen the guy? There's no freaking way. But yeah, but he's just, I got nothing, man. Like, I got nothing. I hate him so much. Like, he can't win worth shit. He whines constantly. His voice is super annoying. Like, doesn't match his character. Like, oh my god. But now, moving on to Gundalian Invaders, I would just say that Gundalian Invaders is like the worst. Like, honestly, like the worst of the shows. Like, for me personally, Gundalian Invaders wasn't really interesting all that much. And like, all the characters didn't even leave an impression on me. It just got overall boring. And you get Drago with the constant evolutions. And understandably, Drago had a lot of evolutions throughout the entire show. So this is not just a fault with Gundalian Invaders. Like, Drago becomes something new every season, and it just got kind of old. Because I'm like when you see like an evolution of an enemy, or like evolution of like some kind of like main character, is like, say weapon or something, it's like a hype moment. But like, Drago becoming a new transformation every time just got old, and each design I felt like it just got worse and worse. Like whatever the hell freaking like, forget it. Not gonna worry about it. But yeah, like, Gundalian Invaders just was boring to me. Like, the villains I didn't even like all that much, because they all look the same with just a different hairstyle and somewhat different outfit. Like, facial wise, they all look exactly the same to me. And then like, Drago even had nerfed evolutions at some point. Like, he had evolutions that dropped him in power. I can't even call it an evolution. I call it a de-evolution. But Gundalian Invaders just felt so far removed from the original series that it felt like it was supposed to be a show, but it was like something completely else. But they just put the Bakugan words on it. It's like, oh well, now it's a new season of Bakugan Gundalian Invaders. Like, you get characters like Fabia, who isn't as bad as I want to say she is, but she's not very. She's kind of anime, like really anime. Like she doesn't really leave an impression. As I said before, she's the girl of the group, so I kind of have to like say something. Ren Crawler was boring to me. I heard people do like Ren, but I don't like Ren. I mean, plus I look at him, I just get reminded of Ryuga from Beyblade Metal. And I granted Gundalian Invaders, I think obviously came before the Metal series, but yeah, I don't like Ren. And I can't remember what they even say about that Jake dude. I don't remember what to say about him. I remember he was just the big guy. That was it. Like, I'm trying to remember anything about Gundalian Invaders. I remember like you know, brainwashing and shit, and like Gundalian Invaders just wasn't for me. And like after New Vestroia, I'm thinking, okay, this, you know, maybe the series is going to end. But Gundalian Invaders, I was like, oh, this might be hype. I remember sitting up for the premiere of Gundalian Invaders like one morning. Like I was like, just sitting in front of my TV, just waiting for the show to come on. I was like, oh shit, new season of Bakugan, let's go do this thing. And I was like, oh man, God, no. But yeah, you got Mechtanium Surge, and like, I Mechtanium Surge was hot garbage, but like, I'd say like Gundalian Invaders was worse. Like Mechtanium Surge, I hate it. Mechtanium Surge at least tried. You know, at least try to bring back some old things, you know. It brought back some of the old Bakugan, it brought back some of the old characters, even brought Spectre Phantom back for a little bit. It has somewhat darker plot, you know, Magmel looked cool. But I'd say Mechtanium Surge had even less interesting characters. Like, at least for Fabia and Ren and Jake, I can remember who they are. But I try to remember everyone outside of Paige. I remember their names. I know like Paige, Raph, Amazon, Dylan, but like, dude, what the hell was Paige? She looks so ugly, dude. Oh my, she looks so ugly, bro. Like, I don't even feel like putting a picture up on here, but good God, she's so hideous, man. Like like, oh my gosh, she's so ugly. Like, if you, oh my God, I'm not gonna start with that. Well, yeah, Mechtanium Surge had even less interesting characters in my opinion, though. I mean, with Mechtanium Surge, like I can't even like remember it being like it just it got into a point where like Bakugan wasn't even like part of the original series no more. Like, it just got out of control. You know, the whole show is now just kaiju mechas fights. It has inklings of it starting a New Vestroia, like really, you know, started to build to that with all the Bakugan armor and shit. It did, but it went out of control in Gundalian Invaders and finally Mechtanium Surge, and they just spam ability cards constantly. Like and that kind of turns into most of the dialogue, like just the ability cards. Like, oh man, it's the ability card, Dragon Force. Oh no, it's the ability card, like some counter ability card. Oh, it's a gate card. Oh, it's this, it's all that. And as I said before, all this stuff started in New Vestroia. But like, at least in the New Vestroia, it kind of like wasn't all over the place like it is in Mechtanium Surge and Gundalian. And I felt the OG series was just a lot more grounded in general. I mean, the kids were just playing games and just didn't realize, oh shit, we're actually putting a whole alien race at harm, and we need kind of like, you know, we're gonna stop this other dude. We're gonna stop this dude named Hal G and Masquerade and Naga, who's one of the Infinity Corps and shit. And I just like, I liked it with the characters were just more grounded. You know, they felt more, you know, like people. And I would say a New Vestroia, like I did like Mirror and, you know, Spectra, like they were good characters. But hell, I don't know what the hell Ace did. But like with every series after that, it's just essentially just Dan, Marucho, and Shun just hopping from new world to new world. Like honestly, like I don't even like Dan, Marucho, and like Shun that much like anymore, because they don't feel the same character. Like they feel like they have to be there just for marketing reasons, and that kind of sucks. Like, granted, like Marucho, I don't even know what they feel about him anymore. And Shun doesn't. I don't even care about Shun no more. And Dan has to be there because he's the main character. Honestly, you could have asked Marucho and Shun, and I wouldn't even give a damn, because they just don't make that much of an impression on me no more. Man. Like they did in the original series, and like with these guys just hopping from new world to new world, they just meet more forgettable characters. and they fighting in these whack ass situations that go so far off what the series originally had. It doesn't even feel like the show anymore, man. Like, imagine Pokemon try to pull that kind of shit where like Ash, Misty, Brock, and like all the other protagonists like went into space and shit, like fighting alternate dimension Pokemon, like fighting Ultra Beasts and shit. I mean, they have, but like it didn't overstay its welcome. Like, that wasn't the entire plot of one show. Like, imagine if Ash was like in some kind of spacesuit and went to some alternate dimension where all the Ultra Beasts were just the Pokemon, and then they like, and then they just fight like fight alien versions of like Pokemon characters and shit. Like, imagine that. That sounds cool on paper, but god damn it. We all know I'm just whining about a decade-old kid's show and how it was handled and how shit kind of went down. Like, Bakugan was pretty good back in the day. And it's a shame what happened to it, though. You know, I know Gundalian, Mechtanium, and, like, New Vestroia has their fans. I can totally understand that. But I personally just don't care anymore. OG series were pretty good. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, just remembering about it. Like, I started remembering, like, oh, man, animation sucks, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. But just watching it again made me feel like, damn, there was something to this. You know, there was like something to it. And, you know. And as for stuff like Bakugan Battle Planet, dude, that shit, look. Okay. You know, Bakugan Battle Planet has its fans, right? I will say that. But that show is so boring. Like, it is so freaking boring. Like, I can totally understand it, like, being a show for, like, a younger demographic. You know, I'm too damn old. I'm 23 goddamn years old now. I shouldn't be watching Bakugan anymore. But, like, just because I'm older doesn't mean, like, a show can't appeal to me. I mean, that's why I like Pokemon so much. No matter how old I get, I feel like Pokemon will never get boring. Even, like, actual... Damn, what is that noise outside my house? Like, I can't stop this video for that. Anyway, yeah, like... Battle Planet was insanely boring, dude. Like, the characters are shit, the plot is shit, the CGI is incredibly ugly and looks incredibly dated. Like, it looks more dated than the CG used in the previous Bakugan series, which is weird, bro. That shit came out over a decade ago, man. Almost a decade ago. Damn, this noise. What the hell's going on outside? I hear, like, freaking machinery and shit. You hear that? I don't want you guys to hear that. But yeah, I don't like even like they have a team name called the Awesome Ones. What? And okay, granted they changed it to Awesome Brawlers, but really awesome? Really? That just shows how far removed this show is from the original series. Like, you get the gall to call characters like Shun Kazami and Dan Kuso in this show. What? There's like they had the same names of them, but aren't them, and like it sucks so hard. Like, these characters are boring, man. Like, there's nothing else. It's just a bunch of little kids playing. It's not even Bakugan anymore. It's literally just a kaiju show now. Like, there's something. They're just really. They just have the Bakugan just fighting. That's it. Like, it's not even like interesting. Like, you know, it's not the same as like, oh, Bakugan, you know, brawl. Like, I throw my Bakugan out and they fight. No, it's just like a giant mecha show now. Like a giant mecha monster show. And Battle Planet is not good. It is not good. Like, granted, it got a lot better. It got a lot better than season 1. Like, season 1 of this show. Like, it's slightly better, but like that doesn't change nothing, man. Like, that's not saying much. The show was not good, man. Like, I got nothing. Like, the first about 20 episodes of shit were just so boring, man. Like, it's more like how to describe it? Look, I like the whole like real world impact it had. You know, like, oh, Bakugan just exists in our real world all day, every day. You know, that's a nice concept. But like, the show was so damn slow. It's so slow, bro. Like, even and the characters just got nothing. Like, they were nothing, bro. I can't find a single character in that show I like. I think like the one character I actually was like, what was that? What was that chick's name? Leah, whatever her name was. I don't even like her either, but she was like manageable, I guess. Like, I just like it from a design standpoint. Like, F everyone there. I don't give a shit. The villains suck. The main, like, I just got nothing. Like, ugh. It just feels like it feels like it's just this show. Like, it just got dumbed down for like little kids, like way little kids. And I got nothing though. Like, it picked up, but it was too late for me, man. Like, and normally I don't like giving up on a series, but like, goddamn, Bakugan Battle Planet was just not for me. And I think I'm good at that. OG Bakugan cannot be beaten. So I'm kind of done. I'm done.